Hello everyone, it's Diego Doom here, bringing you another review, and today I'll be reviewing Act Ultraman Leo. Act Ultraman Leo is another great entry into the Act line. Bandai has done a very great job in recreating this character with a very nice, accurate sculpt, a very nice paint application, superior articulation, and some very neat and very cool accessories. So first, let's check out Ultraman Leo's accessories. Okay, let's look at Ultraman Leo's accessories. So Ultraman Leo comes with quite a few accessories. He comes with 3 pairs of hands, a flaming kick effect part, a flaming punch effect part, one nunchuck, and then his low energy crystal. So first let's look at Ultraman Leo's hands. So the first pair of hands that Leo comes with, he has his martial arts type hand here. And this is kind of like in a kung fu gripping pose. So it's very neat and very cool here. Pretty cool hand here. Now it maintains that nice glove-like appearance here. So it's very nicely detailed, very nicely sculpted. It's plugged into via a ball joint peg. So let's just demonstrate that really quick, show you how easy that is. Or, somewhat, because on these earlier lines, it could be a little difficult. Let's pull this off. Got that off. And plugs right in. And you'll notice you have to be careful with some of these Ultra Acts that are earlier in the line because the hands tend to be difficult to pull off, and it sometimes feel like you're about to break the figure. So just be careful and be aware of that. I'm not really sure how to remedy something like that, tough removing accessories, but just kind of be aware and be careful with that. So it's pretty cool. So a very nice hand here. Leo's next hands are his chopping hands. So these are very nice, very neat, very cool, nicely sculpted. You have that nice fine glove detailing here on the side. Let's see if we can get some focus. Very nice glove detailing here on the side, so it's definitely cool here. Very neat. And of course it plugs in via ball joint peg, like all the hands. And then Leo's final hands are his gripping hands, and these are meant to grip his nunchucks. So these are definitely cool hands. Just a nice sculpt as a whole. Very cool, very neat, very nice. So it's pretty cool. So Leo's next accessory, just go ahead. Leo has his low energy crystal here, and that just plugs into his chest very simply and very easily. I'm not going to really demonstrate that, but it's just, easy just to plug in, pull out his chest piece. Just this blue crystal here, just pull that right out and plug this in. Now you have Leo low on energy, so that's pretty cool. And it's always a very nice detail that they've included to, it's a signature Ultraman type thing. So it's greatly appreciated with every release they do, so it's pretty cool. So Leo's flame effect parts, we'll go over those next. These are very neat and very cool. These are just hard plastic here, and these pieces are very nicely sculpted, very nicely detailed, have a very nice flamish look to them, so they're definitely cool. And the way these attach to Leo, now with the punch accessory, this is meant to detach, but you can kind of leave this together and just kind of slide this over Leo's fist. So just do this like so. Just slide that right over Leo's fist, and there's no need to really separate it and everything like that, so it's pretty cool. So now you have Leo with a flaming punch. So it's definitely cool. And it does fit a little bit snugger than that. You just have to kind of push that in there, and it'll be in there nice and snug. So that's definitely cool right there. So Leo with a flame punch, very cool. And then Leo's next attachment is his flaming kick. Now I believe this is meant for his right foot, and you do actually have to separate this one. But yet again, you see this very nice flame effect parts, very nicely detailed, pretty cool. Just separate that, and I think it's meant for his right foot. I'm pretty sure it is. And this just slides on Leo's foot. The front piece goes here. You want to make sure this foot is pretty straight. And just slide that in right there like so. And then you get the heel piece of it here. And it'll peg in with these pegs here and receive that. Now, I may not have the foot as straight as it should be. Because if you don't have the foot, I'm not going to say perfectly straight, but if you don't have that foot very well straight, it's not going to fit together as snug as it could, but you get the gist here and everything like that. Just plug that in and you'll have a nice tight flaming kick, so it's pretty cool. So Leo's final accessory and coolest accessory here is his nunchucks. Well, he only has just one, so I just say nunchuck, I guess you'd want to say. So this is very nice, very neat. Very simple, it's just multicolored with the red and white like Leo has in the show. Pretty cool. Now this chain is actually metal, but it's not, super sturdy metal, so don't get to yank it on this really hard or anything like that. But this is a very neat and very cool signature accessory for Leo. So this is very cool. So that wraps it up for Leo's accessories. Let's move on to the figure review itself. Okay, now with the accessories out of the way, let's move on to the Leo figure review itself. So, Ultraman Leo is a very nicely sculpted, very accurate, and very cool figure here, and he's very nicely articulated. So first, let's take a look at Leo's head first. Now, one thing you'll notice is Leo's real innovation is from his waist up, and not so much his legs. It's just pretty flat, no really line details, but that's what makes Leo unique and interesting is, his upper chest and his, he's just so different as a whole from the rest of the Ultraman. So he's definitely cool. So first, let's check out Leo's head articulation. So Leo can turn his head left and right. I assume his neck's on a ball joint here. His head can actually move up some, so you can get that, the initial pose when they transform, or get a nice and neat flying pose here. So that's definitely cool right there. So then, as far as Leo's arms, his arms can come out about this far. He does have a little bit of shoulder movement on the inside here on the socket. His arms can rotate. He has that upper arm rotation there, so it's very cool. It's individual from this shoulder right here. Very cool. He does have double jointed elbows, so that's very nice, very neat, and very cool. And you'll notice his elbow is way more double jointed than the Ultraman Zero figure I had. I think maybe that joint needs to be broken in, or maybe they're moving further along with the, better manufacturing of the double jointed elbows. So that's pretty cool. Leo's fists here on a ball joint peg, and they can spin freely and around, not hindered at all. Pretty cool. In Leo's chest area here, he has the upper chest movement, quite a bit, too, quite a bit. He has some ab crunch going on here, so this piece does move. And then, he has his waist movement here. Not a lot, but a little. I think that may be due to my figure, the joints are probably still tight or something like that, so it probably can move a lot more than what we're seeing here, but it's definitely cool. So in Leo's hip area, his legs can come out about only so far, and then you have to pull the hip joint down, and you get a wider range of movement there. So it's definitely cool, very neat, very cool. Then Leo's knees, they are double jointed, so it's definitely cool. Great for jump kick poses, just like for his flame kick, so it's very cool. Then his foot is on a ball joint type apparatus, or whatever you want to call it. Very cool. Very nice toe articulation here. So it's a very cool figure. And one thing I also like here about Leo is his feet have that added detail like it's a suit. So, even though this is plain throughout with his lower body, there is an attention to detail that it really helps. And I think it really just kind of makes the figure pops those little accents of detail. You can see like the seam separation for his boot here. So it's definitely cool. Definitely cool. Very neat. You notice his chest apparatus here. Very cool, very neat, continues throughout, very accurate. So as a whole, this is a very neat and very cool and a very great figure here. So with that, let's go ahead and wrap up the review. Okay, to wrap up the review, Act Ultraman Leo is another great entry into the Ultra Act line. Ultraman Leo has great paint applications, a great attention to detail, so he's a very nice sculpt, and hyper articulation. Very nice, very well articulated figure here. So I highly recommend this figure to anyone who's a fan of the Ultra Act line, Ultraman, Ultraman Leo, or anyone who's into having, hyper articulated Ultraman figures. So this is a great purchase, and I do not see where you could possibly go wrong with this one. So this has been another review from Diego Doom. Thank you very much for watching, and please like, comment, and subscribe, and stay tuned for more figure reviews.